old motor that I'll be using. It come out of an old quad bike that I just cut the frame and yeah, strip the motor out. The case is cracked. That's why I'm using it, because it's rubbish. These are all the nuts and bolts that I've pulled out of that motor. I'll be mainly using all these cogs. As you can see, I've got a few to work with. I can make a few flowers out of them. And I'll have to pick and decide what I want to make it out of. What kind of flower. These are the components for the flower. So now I'm just going to have to pack all the other stuff away. I'm going to start cleaning off just the slack and grease off the metal so I can get a good weld to it. I'm not going to degrease them straight off the bat. I'll do that afterwards. So because I can't weld aluminium, and this has like an aluminium kind of spline kind of thing to it. I'm not too sure why they do it, to be honest with you. But yeah, this is all aluminium. I cannot weld to it. I can weld to the outside, no worries. Like all the dark stuff I can. I can't weld to these, which isn't a problem. But yeah, I can't weld to this. So if I was to put my stem in there through the teeth like it's meant to be, like I don't even really want to go all the way in, but I can't just put a weld in there because it won't actually weld. So I'm gonna have to sit that on like that, get this little rod and weld a bit of angle from here to the base, and probably on the other side just to keep it support, just to hold the actual stem in there rather than welding the bottom. And then I'm gonna put the flower head on at a certain angle so it's not just sitting flush. I'd rather have it at like a little bit of an angle. And then this little bit of chain is like a little perfect little leaf for it, just like that. And then I'll probably paint it and then it'll be done. So I'm just gonna grind that little rod. I don't really have a size. I'm just gonna kind of just wing it. Angle me pliers when it comes on the ground, me grinder. And then yeah, so I'm just gonna cut probably maybe just short of like maybe, I don't know, ½ inch. Hopefully that's long enough. It's going to be hot on here. And I think that'll probably work. I mean, it's very subtle and tiny, but it will hold it. I'll do another one for the other side now. Got them two there. Similar size, but not perfect. And then, yeah, I'm going to weld it onto it now. Yeah, I got the welds done. Pretty average. I mean, definitely strong enough to hold that together. And yeah, look alright now for probably the flower head. So I've got the flower head on there all good now. It's a pretty solid weld. It's not going nowhere. Now I'm going to weld onto side here, and I'm just going to throw the little leaf, and then yeah, it'll be ready for painting. And then you have the actual flower. Very simple to make. That weld is pretty solid. The wires melts a little bit into it, which actually kind of helps it. Still need to clean the back up. This is just like the powder stuff, a bit of flux. And then, yeah, so I'm going to clean it all up properly, hit it on the wire wheel again, just to go over the welds and clean that stuff up, and then I'll put some primer on it, and then I'll just paint it. My world is finally starting to take shape. I press the button and it bursts into... Okay, so now I've just wire wheeled it. So now the welds just look a little bit better and cleaner. Got rid of all that powder. And now I'm going to hit it with a bit of degreaser because it's still very, very greasy. So I actually haven't cleaned it out of the motor yet. I degreased the motor when I pulled it apart, but like I only squirted in the oil like top up bit, and then just flush them with water, just so I don't have to crack them open and there's oil everywhere. So I drained them beforehand, and this is pretty much just the residue that sits on it from then. So yeah, I'm going to degrease it now.
This time nothing will escape my sight. I see the stars and the planets soon follow. Expect to have the universe by tomorrow. Just sit back and relax.
Yeah, now it's all clean, degreased, ready for paint. I just blow dry it with the air compressor. Just blow it off and get rid of all the water. Now it's dry, no water. So I'm going to do a bit of primer first, and then I'll throw some paint on it. These are the well, this is my primer I'll be using. It's pretty expensive, but I bought it for my car and used it, and then just didn't have any other use for it, so I'll use it for this now. I'll be using this yellow for the flower, and this fluoro green probably for the leaf and maybe the little stem things I'll put on the bottom. I try and keep as much of it steel as possible. Like I won't paint any of the stem. Never my stem, it might be these little bits of metal I painted. That's what I'm going to paint green. I'll probably leave this all steel. Probably this back bit here, I'll tape it off and paint it. I'll just leave it steel. I'll probably paint the back of the flower yellow. I'll leave the base steel. I'll leave the bottom steel. So yeah, so it's pretty basic. I don't go too much on painting. These are some of the other ones I've painted and not painted. So yeah, I don't go overboard with it. I try and keep it as like mechanical as possible, with a bit of like sprite and colour. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, I'd really appreciate it. If you guys could just leave a like and maybe even subscribe and leave a comment. If not, that's okay. So I've just taped everything off. I mean, I probably have gone a bit overboard, but I mean, if you don't tape it off, it's going to go everywhere. You know what I mean? So I'm going to prime it all. I'm going to get the brush and prime this. I'm going to spray the top and brush. Oh yeah, I probably will have to brush it. Definitely going to have to brush these little roots. I'll just do a little bit of primer on them, just to get enough to cover it. Try not to get it everywhere, because you don't want to clean that shit up. And, yeah, and then primer doesn't take long to dry, then I throw a coat on it. So I got it all primed up. I actually did spray the leaf, because I could get angles to it where yeah, it wouldn't spray and overspray everywhere. The bottom's all primed up. The brush, there is a bit of overspray, but I can clean that with Mefo afterward. So yeah, it's all good. While I let this dry, I'm going to show you something that I made for my girlfriend for Valentine's Day. This is a little swing chain kind of thing. It's meant to be a little bee, but not that. Yeah, I could probably do better next time. I did learn something from that. But yeah, I did a bee because her family are beekeepers, and yeah, she loves bees and doing honey. So it's a love heart thing for her. I made a chain, did engraving on the bottom, but that's for her to read. This is me just putting the first coat of paint on. So I've just did the first coat of paint. Turned out pretty good. So yeah, I'll let this dry overnight, and then I'll come back tomorrow and put another 2 on it, and then that'll be it. I'll take the tape off, get my Mefo out, clean the overspray off, and then yeah, that's it. That's all you got to do. Right, so it's a new day, and this is sat overnight drying for the first coat. So I'm about to go put another 2 on it. I'll put another one on it, let it dry, and then put another on it, and then peel the tape, and then that's it. Be finished. So I just did the final coat. coat. Now just gonna let it dry. Pretty happy with it. The paint's not dripping. It's pretty neat. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a few minutes. I'll give it maybe the rest of the afternoon, and it'll dry off, and then I'll unwrap it, take the tape off. So I just got the it's all painted now, 3 coats, all dried. Left it overnight, and it's been sitting in the sun on the windowsill. So now I'm just gonna peel the tape off, and that'll be it for it. Finished flower.
But perfection is my only goal. Have to fight it 'cause I won't go back. I gotta see the whole world go back.
Right, so I've just peeled off all the tape, and I noticed there is a little bit of like paint leak where it dripped through or something like that, and a bit of the overspray is still on there. So I'm just gonna get a Mepho and get a little bit of a sock or something, and I'll rub that off just to clean it up.
To black, but then I'm blinded by this light from nowhere.
Righto, so I just I just cleaned it up. So now it's all finished, and that's how you make a metal flower out of old cogs and out of an old part out of a motor. Thanks for watching, guys. This is the end of this video. I do have other flower videos of time-lapse and step-by-steps. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe, and potentially leave a comment what you think of it.